Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is the newspaper show and I'm Hina Gabri. Let's get started with the headlines that we have for you from the Times of India this morning. And the big story that the Times of India today is leading with is the result of the Sero survey. It says almost 1 in 4 Delhiites already COVID infected and many of them asymptomatic, rest vulnerable. We'll get you more details on this one in just a bit. Let's take a look at other headlines as well. False negative in 15% of symptomatic rapid test cases. Only 15% of symptomatic individuals who tested negative for COVID-19 in rapid antigen tests conducted in Delhi from June 18 to July 21 were found to be positive in a second confirmatory RT-PCR test. This is what the Health Ministry said yesterday. Then Ghaziabad journalist shot in head for protesting harassment of niece, and he has now succumbed to the injuries. He has lost his life. He was attacked before daughters. 11-year-old cried out for help. No FIRs despite several complaints. What exactly happened has been mentioned here. On July 16, main accused Ravi, a local goon in Vijayanagar area of Ghaziabad, his friend Chotu and 2 others sexually harassed a 17-year-old girl and beat up her brother when he protests. They are journalist Vikram Joshi's nephew and niece. Joshi then confronts Ravi later and there is a fight. Both complain to police but no FIR is filed. Then on July 20th at 10:30 p.m, still free despite a harassment complaint, Ravi and Chotu gathers 7 others to attack Joshi. Chotu allegedly shoots Joshi. Doctors operate on Joshi and remove the bullet from his skull, but his condition became critical and then he lost his life. So that's another big story that the Times of India has led with this morning on the front page. 11 cops convicted of killing Rajasthan Royal in 85. On a pleasant February day, 1985, the royal scion of Bharatpur, Raja Man Singh, had in a fit of rage smashed the then Rajasthan Chief Minister's helicopter with his vehicle to avenge what he saw as a political betrayal. A day later, he was shot dead by policemen under mysterious circumstances, and after a long drawn-out legal battle in which the case changed hands between courts and countless judges over 3 decades, 11 policemen were finally convicted of his murder by a Mathura court on Tuesday. So that's another story that the Times of India is leading with. 5 encounters a day in Uttar Pradesh on average for about 3 years. The UP police data has shown that there have been 6,326 encounters in Uttar Pradesh since March 2017, an average of 5 encounters every day with 123 shot dead, most of them under trial. So that's another important story. Doorstep ration delivery for 72 lakh Delhiites has been cleared by Aam Aadmi Party government. HC wraps Maharashtra for ban on caste and crew over 65 years of age. 6 lakh COVID cases in July, more than in all past months together. Very important information for those of you wearing the N95 mask to beat coronavirus. Valved respirator N95 mask may spread infection. In a letter to states, the Director General of Health Services has said that the use of valved respiratory N95 mask is detrimental to measures adopted for preventing COVID spread, as it does not prevent the virus from escaping out of the mask. That's a very, very important piece of information coming, and Times of India reporting that on the front page this morning. NRI volunteer is a part of UK vaccine trial when 42-year-old Deepak Paliwal, a pharma consultant in the UK, signed up as a volunteer for COVID vaccine trial at Oxford University. He found little support among friends and family. He was told not to become a guinea pig, but this is something he said he had to do to help the world fight this pandemic. Apart from this, some more interesting stories here. Jharkhand woman and 4 sons die of COVID in just 14 days. A prominent business family from Dhanbad has been ravaged by COVID-19. An 89-year-old woman and her 4 sons succumbing to the disease in just 14 days. China planned to resolve Bhutan border dispute. High Court upholds act that lets Uttarakhand government run temples. There will be no Amarnath Yatra this year. In fact, Australia has unveiled steps to attract international students. Another important story coming in. Breather for pilot camp, at least till Friday. The Rajasthan High Court has completed the hearing of the joint petition by Sachin Pilot's camp, challenging the Speaker's disqualification notices but reserved its decision till July 24. High Court sets aside 10-year jail of 2 Simi men. Government is planning to revamp its free trade agreement strategy. That's another story that the Times of India has reported on the front page. Supreme Court has initiated suo motu criminal contempt proceedings against Advocate Prashant Bhushan for his remarks against the past 4 Chief Justices of India in last 6 years. EU leaders agree on stimulus worth 750 billion euros. US lawmakers in White House working on a COVID aid package. Across the world, there are 14.7 million COVID cases. 6,11,300 have lost their lives. And some news coming from Russia. Scores of Russia's business and political elite got early access to an experimental vaccine in April, even before its human trials. That's also the Times of India has reported. Afghan teen girl kills 2 Taliban fighters and injures several more after they dragged her parents from their home and killed them from supporting the government. And lastly, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that US wants to build a global coalition to counter China and accuses Beijing of exploiting the pandemic to further its interests. So that's about the big headlines that we have for you from the Times of India this morning. We'll get you more details of Delhi-specific news that we have for you in just a bit. But before that, let's see what's making headlines as far as the Navbharat Times this morning is concerned. और यहाँ पर जो बड़ी खबर है जिसे नवभारत टाइम्स ने आज लीड किया है वो है हरिद्वार में जो हुआ। हरिद्वार में मंगलवार बड़ी सुबह तेज बारिश के साथ बिजली गिरने से प्रसिद्ध हर की पौड़ी की 80 फीट लंबी दीवार ढह गई। ब्रह्माकुंड के पास ये घटना तड़के 3:30 बजे की है। इससे मलबा मंदिरों तक फैल गया। गनीमत है कि उस वक्त वहां पर कोई भी मौजूद नहीं था। और आप ये तस्वीर देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह पर हर की पौड़ी पर जब बिजली गिरी तो किस तरह का डिवास्टेशन वहां पर हो गया। पर क्योंकि वहां पे कोई प्रेजेंट नहीं था उस वक्त तो किसी को कोई नुकसान नहीं हुआ है। इसके अलावा राशन घर बैठे एक देश एक कार्ड भी चलेगा। नई दिल्ली में कम से कम 72 लाख लोगों का जो है नाम क्लियर हो गया है जिन्हें घर बैठे राशन दिया जाएगा। पानी भरने सड़क धंसने से लगा जाम। दिल्ली और आसपास मंगलवार दोपहर को कई जगह जो है दिन में ही अंधेरा छा गया। तेज बारिश हुई। इंद्रप्रस्थ मेट्रो स्टेशन के पास जल भराव और भैरव रोड के अलग अलग हिस्सों पर सड़क धंसने से आईटीओ, प्रगति मैदान और सराय काले खां के आसपास काफी जाम लगा। कुछ इस तरह की तस्वीर कल नजर आई राजधानी दिल्ली में। इसके अलावा हर चौथे शख्स को हुआ है कोरोना, पता ही नहीं चला। दिल्ली में हुई सीरो सर्वे की रिपोर्ट ने खुलासा किया है कि 23.48% में निशानी 18 या 19 जून के बीच हो सकती है। ये तस्वीर बीच की है। ये तस्वीर सीरो सर्वे कि ये तस्वीर जो है 18 या 19 जून के बीच हुए संक्रमण की हो सकती है, क्योंकि संक्रमित होने के बाद शरीर में एंटीबॉडी बनने के कई दिन लगते हैं। 27 जून से सैंपलिंग शुरू की गई थी। कहा जा सकता है कि दिल्ली में पिछले महीने ऐसे हालात थे। पिछले 15 दिन में दिल्ली के रोजाना संक्रमण की स्थिति में सुधार देखा जा रहा है। गाजियाबाद में पत्रकार ने छेड़छाड़ की शिकायत की, सिर में मारी गोली। कोर्ट से पायलट गुट को 24 जुलाई तक की राहत मिल गई है। केंद्र ने कहा वॉल्व वाले N95 जो मास्क हैं उनसे अपने आप को बचाएं, उससे कुछ खास फर्क पड़ नहीं रहा है कोरोना वायरस से बचने का। सीएम से टकराने वाले राजा के एनकाउंटर पर 35 साल के बाद फैसला हुआ है। 11 पुलिस वालों को इसमें दोषी पाया गया है। और राहुल बजाज छोड़ेंगे पद, बेटा बनेगा बॉस। ये भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट खबर है कॉर्पोरेट इंडिया से जुड़ी हुई जो फ्रंट पेज पे है। लेट्स नाउ मूव ऑन एंड टॉक about the latest as far as the Economic Times this morning is concerned. And the big story that the Economic Times is today leading with is about the coronavirus vaccine. Remember, several countries, several companies are working to develop a coronavirus vaccine, and the big story is that vaccinating India is going to take at least 2 years. This is what the doctors are saying here, tempering expectations on Oxford University. Vaccine experts say that 60 to 70% of the population will have to be vaccinated to ensure a herd immunity in a country like India. The fears are that the virus is still changing. Vaccine will have to be tailored for all kind of strains. What works in London may not be effective in India. Difference in immunity of population could be a key factor as well. Concerns are also there over rushing the vaccine through trials. Subjects need to be tracked at least for the next 6 to 9 months to see if there are any side effects or not. So that's the big story as far as the Economic Times this morning is concerned. Then Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman yesterday at the US IBC India Idea Summit said that the economy is set for a strong farm-led revival and closely monitoring the situation, open to further measures if needed. This is what the Finance Minister also mentioned. Union Minister Piyush Goyal also said yesterday that almost there on quick trade deal with the United States of America, moots preferential trade pact for about 50 to 100 products and services before the free trade agreement is signed. Then Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh to exempt new business from provisions of 2 labour laws for about 1,000 days. That's another story. Lockdown period sees surge in consumer complaints against e-commerce, banking, broadband services and companies selling goods at prices higher than the mandated maximum retail price. Vodafone Idea faces a 6,000 crore yearly outflow if the AGR is paid in the next 15 years. Then there is an interview with Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut as well, who is asking why doesn't centre end Babri demolition case. Raut says BJP should show courage to own up to the demolition instead of blaming it on car sevaks. He also says, I don't understand why the centre is still keeping the case alive and letting LK Advani ji and Murli Manohar Joshi ji be dragged to the CBI court at this age. It is inexplicable. So that's the interview that's there with Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut that you can find in the Economic Times this morning. And then non-AAA NBFCs queue up for half of liquidity scheme funds, hope of cheaper funds for non-bank lenders. That's another story. It's an early festive start for consumer electronics and phones. Production ramp up, advanced companies to capitalize on sustained pent-up demand with higher production than in the year 2019. Then Google to seek CCI nod for stake buy in Jio platforms to get board seat in Reliance's entity like Facebook. So that's another story on the Economic Times front page this morning. Let's now move on and talk about the Delhi edition of the Times of India. My colleague Kangana joining us on the broadcast this morning. Kangana, good morning. The big story coming is about the Sero survey. Could you take us through the key highlights?
Hina, while we are talking about the serological survey has been conducted in Delhi's 11 districts between 27th of June to 10th of July, which means that in the 15 days of this period, the serological survey showed that approximately 23% of the Delhi population has been infected with coronavirus. And also, the findings of this survey has been conducted by the National Center of Disease Control, whose director is Dr. Sujit Kumar. And I will quote him. He says that adjusted prevalence of IgG antibodies was 22.9%. Apart from that, he has also pointed out that 77% of the Delhiites are being vulnerable and the containment measures needs to be continued.
For the moment for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and talk about the Mumbai edition of the Times of India this morning. The big story that the Mumbai edition is leading with is that city COVID positivity rate has fallen to 20% from about 27 to 31% in the month of June. Arunil, my colleague, is joining us this morning. Arunil, the High Court has asked how can the government keep film cast and crew aged 65 plus off the sets?
Well, the Bombay High Court was hearing a petition from Mr. Pramod Pandey, a senior TV artist, more than 70 years old. And that is when the Bombay High Court has come down hard against the Maharashtra government, that on what basis these guidelines were made, wherein film artists, actors above the age of 65 are not allowed on film sets. What about their employment? What about the money that they were earning earlier on? And in fact, the High Court has also mentioned about it, saying that in private offices which have been operational at 30% occupancy, such kind of guidelines are not there. People, senior citizens above a certain age, that guideline doesn't apply to private offices. Then why do this similar guideline applies to the film industry? This kind of a question the Bombay High Court has asked the Maharashtra government, and now whether any changes will be made with that respect, that requires to be seen.
All right, Arunil, appreciate you joining us with all of those details. Another important story is that city's lakes have 50% less water than last year, but no cuts yet. So that's about the Mumbai edition of the Times of India. Moving on now to the Kolkata edition of the Times of India. Tamal Saha joining us on the broadcast this morning. Tamal, good morning. Free ration versus regret for life. Mamta tells voters to pick. What kind of a choice is this?
Well, that's right. You have to understand the election campaign has been kick-started by Mamata Banerjee herself yesterday from the July 21 annual Trinamool Congress rally, also known as Shaheed Divas rally, which went virtual this year amidst the pandemic. Well, Mamata Banerjee is trying to suggest that at this point in time, if people choose BJP, it would be a regret for life. Rather, what she has tried highlighting yesterday are the facts, the kind of work her government has done, her administration has done for the sake of people. And in that context, she has tried highlighting that amidst this pandemic, Bengal is the only state that had announced free ration till September, November, which was later extended till June 2021. And if Trinamool Congress is being voted back to power, if she comes back to power, then free ration, free education and free health schemes would be given to people for life, and that people won't have a regret for having made that choice. So yes, it is, some might call it dole politics, but Mamata Banerjee says this is in the interest of the people, interest of people of Bengal, and that no one else apart from she understands the interest of Bengal better than anyone else.
All right. Thank you very much, Tamal, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. In fact, another story also there in the Kolkata edition of the Times of India. It says before total lockdown, containment zones dipped from 32 to 28 with 2 new pockets on list. Alipur, one of the worst hit COVID zones in the city. Moving on now to the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India. Deepak Bopanna, my colleague, joining us on the broadcast. Deepak, good morning. The Chief Minister has said no more lockdown in Karnataka. Economy also important, but what about the life of people?
Yes, the number of cases that are, being seen on a single day, Bengaluru or in Karnataka, is a concern. The Chief Minister yesterday addressing the state, it was quite different from what he's done in the past, and probably trying to send a clear message to the people of Bengaluru that right now lockdown is not the solution, and this is what he suggested a few days ago. So it's not very clear why the city even went into a one-week lockdown in the last week. Of course, some of the officials who suggested that the lockdown should continue. The government was not very happy with them. A transfer as well that we saw linked to something similar to this. So we'll really have to wait and watch in the next few days how they'll really manage to contain the situation. Now they've decided that the Sunday lockdowns will continue. The curfew from 9 to 5 a.m. will continue. And more importantly, they're saying that the testing, while the rate of course has increased, the time for testing has been taking 3 to 5 or even 6 days. Now they're saying they're planning to complete it in 24 hours.
All right. Thank you very much, Deepak, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Apart from this, it's also reported here that BBMP has roped in 150 MBBS students for data entry operations. Karnataka will regulate the supply of remdesivir. That's another story. July tally races past 50,000 in Karnataka. Deaths breach 1,000 mark as well. That's another important story that has been reported in the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India. Moving on now to the Chennai edition of the Times of India this morning, and here the big story that we have for you is that 4,965 new COVID cases were reported across Tamil Nadu, out of which 1,130 cases came only from Chennai. Remember, Tamil Nadu is the second worst affected state in the country after Maharashtra, and the focus now is on the containment zones, the big hotspots, which includes the capital city of Chennai as well. Then researchers use metamaterials to find defects in large structures. That's another important story. 3 weeks after launch, government portal has got 6,000 private jobs on offer. Police have got the custody of DMK MLA. At this party of COVID survivor, cops social distancing was jettisoned completely. Various cops were seen attending a yoga session as well. 500 exotic local birds meant for pet trade rescued from Central Station. That's another story here. We will be going across to my colleague Deepak Bopanna in just a bit to get more details on what the Madras High Court has said. Madras High Court, in fact, has sought a status report on delay in COVID-19 test results. That's also something that has been reported here. Shabir joining us with more on this. Good morning, Shabir. Give us more details.
Well, the turnaround time for COVID-19 tests in other parts of Tamil Nadu, particularly in districts, is getting delayed because of the health infrastructure in those areas is completely overwhelmed. And this is a huge cause of concern for the authorities too. The health department is trying its best to somehow, bring down the turnaround time. As of now, according to health department officials, the turnaround time is somewhere between 6 days, 3 days to 6 days it takes for a person to know what the results are, whether it is positive or negative. And taking suo moto cognizance of this particular issue that was highlighted in the Times of India, the Madras High Court has now issued a notice to the Tamil Nadu government and has asked questions to the Tamil Nadu government as to what needs to be done now, how they can improve this situation that is prevailing in the districts, because as far as Chennai is concerned, the numbers are coming down, is what the officials are telling us. But whereas in other districts of Tamil Nadu, the numbers are steadily increasing. And it's a huge cause of concern because the health infrastructure is also getting overwhelmed in these areas.
All right. Thank you very much, Shabir, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. A couple of more stories that we've got for our viewers from across the country. One is that Bombardier and GMR are among 16 companies which have shown interest in private trains. Tata and Adani Group skip first pre-bid meeting. Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor's bail plea in DHFL laundering case has been rejected. Tripura Chief Minister has apologized for comments suggesting Punjabis and Jats are less brainy. Maoists bid a farewell to arms, join hands for collective farming. Reluctant to join police and go back to a life of bullets and blood, a dozen odd surrendered Maoists have got together and started a self-help group to take up farming in their native village known as a rebel hotbed in Dantewada. So that's another important story that has been reported here. Centre has clarified that there is no community spread yet. Remember, we heard the Chief Minister of Kerala indicating that at least in 2 coastal areas specifically community transmission has been reported, but Centre has given a clarification that in India still there is no community spread. Pockets of localized transmission, however, is seen in a few states. The involved N95 masks don't cut COVID spread. As far as the update in Kerala gold smuggling case is concerned, NIA has told the court that Kerala gold smuggling money was used to fund terror. That's another important story here that the Times of India has reported. And comply with ban or face action. This is what the government has told 59 Chinese apps. After banning 59 apps of Chinese origin, the government on Tuesday directed them to ensure strict compliance to its orders and warned of serious action in case of any kind of a violation. So that's about some other stories from around the country. Talking about the news from around the world, then US indicts 2 Chinese hackers for trying to steal virus vaccine data. US wants to build coalition to counter China. This is what US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said. Then Afghanistan teen kills two Taliban men, wounds several more after parents were murdered. US top right-wing journos accused of sexual misconduct. Journo critical of Pak military and Imran government is abducted. Oxford vaccine to be rolled out this year, possible but not certain. That's what the developer is saying. Trump orders voting districts to exclude people illegally who are there in the United States of America. Nobel Prize banquet has been cancelled because of coronavirus outbreak. Then UK government failed to find out if Russia meddled in Brexit. This is what British lawmakers have said. They slammed the government on Tuesday for failing to look into possible Russian meddling in UK politics, particularly the divisive 2016 Brexit referendum. Moving on, and there is an interesting article, in fact, by Professor of Economics at the Columbia University, Arvind Panagria, former Niti Aayog chief as well. He says, don't resurrect failed policy. Why import substitution industrialization is doomed to flounder again. He says that in the wake of Galwan events, a consensus has emerged that India needs to distance itself from China and its international trade. There are 3 possible policy-driven avenues to this goal, and he has explained those as well in this very interesting article that you can find here in Times of India. Lastly, as far as the world of sports is concerned, early start to IPL is expected. Matches may begin at 7:30 p.m. Patel confirms IPL in UAE, but official approval from New Delhi is yet to come. So that's about the world of sports. With this, we'll wrap the newspaper show. Thank you very much for staying with us here on the newspaper show on Times Now.